Hey guys, welcome into a very special edition, an NBA special edition here of The Hustle. I'm Joe Ranieri, filling in for the one and only Mr. Drew Martin, who is sipping Viva, as I believe right now, on the beaches in Mexico. But have no fear, guys, because we've got plenty to break down here coming up tonight in a Game 5. And we're going to do it, of course, with the crew. Look at them. Here they are. CT Betts in the house. The Queen, Ariel, hanging with us. And Trigg is here. And Trigg's actually relieved because Kelly's not here yelling at him, which probably would have happened already. So it's a good evening for Trigg. But guys and ladies, welcome in here. Plenty to go over here for this Game 5 coming up in the NBA, not to mention another Game 5 tomorrow out in California. Rumors, innuendos, a whole lot going on. But before we go around the room and get everyone caught up on their thoughts on what's going on, we want to remind you, of course, The Hustle, powered by our good friends at Viva Salsa on Twitter, guys. Make sure that you are visiting them and following them there. Viva Tequila Salsa. It is a refreshing and drinkable hard seltzer. I know, because I drank 3 cases during March Madness myself. 88 calories, no carbs, no sugar, 4.5%, guys. It's the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations. And by the way, flavors pair perfectly with their artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle yet refreshing drink. Live long, live well, and live it up. Hashtag Viva up here, people. All right, guys, let us talk here if we can. Ariel, I'm going to come to you first here. Your initial reactions in a Game 5 here tonight for the Miami Heat and Boston Celtics. I guess the best way to maybe phrase it is I have no idea who's playing at this point. How about you?
And far past any other defensive rating in the league. The question is, are all 5 players going to take the floor? It's amazing to me that looking at these numbers, seeing the line continue to move in the Celtics' favor throughout the day from -2.5 all the way to a -4, it's telling us something. And what that's telling us is that the money is loving the Boston Celtics. I've liked the Celtics in the series since the beginning. The Heat, they're really good defensively. The offensive numbers just haven't been there for them. And finding everybody's ability to step up just hasn't been there for Miami. So I really like Boston to win this series, and I wouldn't mind taking them. But laying the 4, I mean, you missed the bet. You missed the line.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of truth to that. No, but you don't want to be, don't catch a falling knife here, guys. That's what you don't want to do. All right, CT, I know, and Trigg going to be ready to rock and roll on this game tonight. The latest information is coming up. But if I am not mistaken, this is the time where Kelly would usually yell at Trigg, mostly because of the plays from last time we were here. So, Trigg, it is time for you to recap our brilliance from a week ago, my friend. So tell us, how did we do last week?
Joe, let me tell you something real quick. I cannot believe Kelly is not here right now because ever since last week's show, I've texted her nothing but winners, Joe. Nothing but winners. And she's not here to apologize to me on air for that last week. Right, Chris? Like, I pretty much have been texting, like, win after win after win. But it is what it is. Last week's show went really good, actually. I was just going through the best bets. Other than, I think Drew missed with the Mavs, pretty much everything else hit. CT has become the master of finding these, like, crafty little prop bets. He had the Warriors to win Game 1 and the series at -110. Kind of reminds me of the Kansas bet he made during the NCAA tournament where we found it out in the Westgate, which was like, and I said on the show, I was like, that's the best bet of the tournament right there. And it was like the easiest winner of all time. And it looks like the Warriors it looks like that bet's going to be a pretty easy winner as well. Hopefully, it didn't just jinx them. But CT gave out some hockey. Lightning have already won all plus prices. Lightning to win the series, that's already in the bag. Oilers now have a 3-1 lead in the series. I think that was plus 170. And the Rangers have battled back now it's a 2-2 series there. So those are looking good. I had a best bet on the show last week, which is a client play, Royals plus 1.5. And I said if it wins, Ariel was going to get the credit for it because she was the one that texted it to me earlier in the day. So I got to split the credit here with her for that Royals call. They got it done outright against the White Sox. And Kel, even though she's not here, she did cash her under. So we'll give her the props that she deserves there. That game 1 of that series went under. Now, Joe, I know you lost some first half action with the Mavs last week, but you said you were going to come over the top with the Warriors at some point in that game. And I'm pretty sure if you jumped in with the Warriors at any point in that game, you probably won. So were you able to find a spot, or was it, I know it didn't play out as intended, but I mean, if anyone jumped in with the Warriors, they had to make money.
Yeah, the second half. I mean, that was the whole key, is to bet Dallas in the first half, watch that second half, half line come out, and then once you hammered it with Golden State, I mean, you were exactly that. You were golden, and that's listen. Everybody was expecting Dallas to be better once they got home. They were last night. But that game was a little rough there. That whole zigzag theory, not so great in that series, certainly here in Miami. And you could just hold on for 1 second. Hello? Right. Okay. It's Kelly, and she said, go fuck yourself, Trigg. Okay? Just wanted you to know that right there. All good to go. And by the way, I'm just curious here. You took credit for the win, but then you said, Ariel, you're telling us that you send Kelly all of these winners, but then you told us that it's Ariel sending you the winner. So, Ariel, am I kidding? Or are they all your winners that he's actually sending Kelly? What's going on here? I don't get it.
Listen, I said last week on the show, this is how this was going to go. I gave out Royals. I said, Ariel texted this to me earlier in the day. I decided to bet at plus 1.5, and I said, this is how this would go. If it wins, I won't get the credit, but if that loses, Cal will be furious. Fortunately, it won, and we don't have to find out. We didn't have to find out.
Basically, with Trigg and the Royals, if I give it to him, it hits. If he doesn't get that bet for me, there's a complete meltdown in the 8th and 9th innings for the Royals. Oh, my God.
Yes. Yeah, I just want you to know, though, Ariel, he had plenty of opportunity when he was giving that best bet out to, give the – and I want to give credit to Ariel because she texted me the Royal, but man, he acted as if, and CT, correct me if I'm wrong, he acted like he spent 2.5 hours mapping that game out, being like, I went over the numbers, it was Ariel that sent me the damn winner. No wonder why Kelly rips into your shit. CT, talk to me here, guys. We got plenty going on here tonight. Not just tonight, but tomorrow night also in another Game 5. So we're going to go ahead and touch base on both of these games right now. And nobody has had their finger on the pulse with the craziness that this Celtics-Miami series has begun than you, Chris. So we were all texting early since this morning here with the rumors of Miami players staying in Boston. They're not coming back, or who's got COVID, who doesn't. What's the latest, my man? What do we know about this game tonight?
Yeah, Joe, like you said, we've all been talking all morning long here, and it was reported yesterday by 98.5, the Sports Hub in Boston, that there was rumors that there was 2 Miami Heat players that did not make the trip back. We all know how that goes, right? There's been rumors that it was just staff and coaches, and it was players. The latest that I just heard, Joe, before we started, 98.5, the Sports Hub in Boston, where we have a lot of good friends that work. My co-host, Dan Lifshatz, who we were on, me, you, and Trigg last night on SportsMap Radio. They just reported that they heard that Bam tested positive about 15 minutes ago and would not be a go. Then you and I backstage, you're like, well, the Miami beat reporters haven't reported this yet. They're still saying that everybody is a go tonight. And you and I kind of put this together. We were thinking the same here. We both think that maybe it's Pat Riley telling the beat writers, shut up here. We're trying to bring some negative tests in here. We're going to get everybody to go. And Joe, I wouldn't be shocked if that's the case. So kind of what Ariel said, no one knows what the hell is going on here.
Also, and sorry to interrupt you, CT, but we're talking about the same exact series where you had players test positive for COVID. They kept testing them and testing them and testing them, and all of a sudden, he's playing. I think it was Robert Williams, the center for, was it him or Al Horford? One of them. I think it was Al. Yeah, so it was Al Horford, one of the centers for the Celtics. He was positive that morning. Then they kept they said the Woj report was the Celtics keep testing Al Horford for COVID to see if he could play tonight. Then he was negative and played that same day, which doesn't happen in the real world, just in the NBA, I guess. But that's what we're seeing in this series. And that's why it's no surprise that we're waiting until the last minute to find out who's in and who's out. It's terrible. It's torture for us as bettors.
Yeah,
it really is.
You're absolutely right, Ariel. And we talked about it on this show last week, how it's just ridiculous what the NBA is doing. This is the Eastern and the Western Conference Finals. These teams have battled all year long, and now they're here in the semifinals. Throw the testing away. This is all these kids, right? They're kids. They're younger than us. They're all healthy. These are all athletes. They all want to be there, and it's taking away the integrity of the game. Give the fans and all of us what we want, and that's everybody playing. Not, injuries is one thing, Joe, but like the COVID, let's stop, okay? This is the finals. Everybody wants to be playing. Let's get everybody on the floor here. But, Joe, let's get back to the game here. This is now a best-of-3 series going back to Miami. We're all tied up here, 2-2. Joe, the keys to this game right here, you and I have gone back and forth. You've been spot on with the zigzag theory. I've been following along with you. It was Heat, game 1, then it was Celtics. Heat, game 3, Celtics, game 4 on Monday. They've all been blowouts, Joe. All 4 games have been blowouts. I don't think tonight's going to be a blowout. I really don't. I think the refs are going to put the whistles away. NBA got what they wanted, right? It's back tied up 2-2. They got a best-of-3 game. I expect more of an even game here. They're going to let them play. The keys for the game here for both teams, for the Celtics, is Marcus Smart and Rob Williams. Marcus Smart has a right ankle sprain. Rob Williams with the left knee. Rob Williams went last game, and he was great. The only problem is, Joe, as you know, he is so fragile. He played 18 minutes, gave 12 points. He's 4 for 5 from the floor, 9 rebounds, and he's so key for this Celtics team. He really gives Bam a problem. Now, we just said there's rumors that Bam might not play, but I don't know what. I wouldn't be shocked if Rob doesn't get to go tonight, too. There's rumors that they might sit him. The key for this game for the Celtics is Marcus or Rob. One of the two has to be in tonight. If both of them are out, the Celtics are in for a long night. Now, let's go to the Heat, Joe. On the injury report, Lowry, Strus, Tucker, Vincent, Hero, all questionable. I do think all those players that I just named are going to play. You and I were curious. It was interesting to see that Jimmy Butler was nowhere to be found on that injury report. He left game 3 in Boston, and then last game, he's limping around. Clearly wasn't himself. All 5 starters for the Heat.
Just saw a report, by the way, Bam Adebayo is on the court.
Yeah, I'm Ariel, I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I just want to jump. I want to jump in here quick with a couple observations.
Shoot.
So CT yesterday, he texted me, said, get on the Celtics now. Think it was like -115, -120. So I have that in my pocket, and that's regardless of what happens. That was a good call because you're seeing money lines up in the -155, -160 range. Couple observations though. So I know sharp groups hit this right up until about -2 or so. I saw multiple that played at money line. They played -2. It looks like they stopped around -2. And we've had some good info on props. Unfortunately, the one night we lost on the props was last Wednesday. I think we went 1-2. Don't think we've lost since. And I have not seen them play any props yet, which tells me that no one has any real clue what's going on. Because if they're not going to play props, it probably means they don't really know who's going to be on the floor. And that's pretty important when you're talking player props, in these NBA playoff games. So all I've seen so far is that they got out in front of the move with Celtics. And, going back to the point of if this, could this be a close game? It looks like there was some buyback at 4, but one has to wonder if they're just, if that's just maybe trying to set up a middle. I don't know if anyone's if there's any real respected money coming in and just hammering away at the Heat at 4. It might just be, hey, we have no clue, so let's just get out of this, take a middle, and see if we can get the close, Celtics winning a close game.
Well, I think there is an interesting, though, but Trigg, because you bring up a good point. So you look at the first half and the second half. Your point about the props, I think, is fantastic here. And Ariel, in this series so far, from a prop betting perspective, anything that you have noticed? Are we correlating everything? Like if we like Tatum's over with his points prop, the Celtics win. If it's where was the correlating happening with the prop bets in this series? And outside of any best bet you have tonight, tell us some of the things you're looking at in this game.
This series has been the toughest one for props. I actually like the Western Conference Finals way better. The inconsistency of the players on the court in the Eastern Conference Finals has made it really tough for handicapping any kind of props because you can't really find any kind of trends. Jimmy Butler, before this series, his rebounds plus assists was what I was hitting almost every single game, and it hit in game 1 of this series, and then it just kind of fell flat for the rest. Bam Adebayo finally stepped up his game, but he's still not going over 9.5 rebounds. It's just been a really tough one to handicap because from a props perspective, these are 2 really good defenses. Unders have been the play for props in this series. The way to bet props when you get a series full of injuries like this, you've got to go back and see how each team did with and without certain players throughout the course of not just the playoffs, in the regular season as well. Those are the trends that you can try to identify, not so much just a trend because, it's hitting every game. This series, it's all about how do certain players do and how do certain defenses do when a player is on or off the court.
It's interesting here, guys, because we've seen this back and forth all day long here. I'm seeing some of the books out in Vegas now continue to get steamed up, only to come right back down. We're watching it, CT, in real time as it's happening right now. We did just show you guys the picture from Will Manso, who covers Miami here locally, and he's got a picture of Bam on the court here doing his pregame workout. It's mind-blowing. But to Trigg's point, if we're looking to hedge anything here, if the news is going to be terrible for Miami, like so many people think it is, you could have gotten the Celtics in the first half, CT, at a point and a half, minus 135, minus 140 on the money line in the first half. Because we know if the shit's going to hit the fan, the numbers are going to blow up. So if you want to wait to see, but you still like Boston, take Boston in the first half, and then let's see how it works out, because you can always jump back in on the second half if you think all of this was for naught.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Joe. And want to know what? I'm not a big live bettor, Joe, but the NBA has been great for live betting. It's been something that, and as you guys know, this is the most I've actually been into the NBA, probably in my whole betting career, and it's been a good run here. Shout out to you, Joe, because you've kind of taught me a lot in the NBA in a short amount of time. But you could really make some money live betting the NBA because there's no other sport like it, Joe, right? We saw it the other night when the Celtics, they lost. They're down 26 with 7 minutes left. I got in at the Celtics, plus I was getting 17.5 for the game, and look what happened. They cut it to 1 with 2:30 left, and they end up losing by 5. That was an easy cash. That 26-point lead so early in the NBA, Joe, is just not sustainable. So there's money to be made here. Kind of like Trigg said, him and I got on the Celtics yesterday money line. We were laying minus 120. I told him, listen, I don't think that line's going anywhere but up, especially with the news. No one knew what the news was, Joe, but it was news, right? We knew that line was going to go up, And now Trigg and I are sitting nice when this line's -3, -3.5. There's a lot of options we could do, Joe. Now, and live betting, that's going to be something I'm going to be really, really involved in tonight.
You almost don't have a choice because we're down to 2 games. I mean, that's what we've got left. 4 teams, 2 series, and so much uncertainty surrounding a lot of, especially in this series, who's playing, who's not playing. It almost forces your hand to say, all right, I'd rather just see how this game starts.
The worst part, too, Joe, is you've got players that are going to take the floor. They may not be at full strength. For example, guards, especially shooting guards or guards off the bench, have had a lot of success all season against the Boston Celtics defense. I've been betting shooting guards and guards off the bench all year against Boston. I love Max Strus and I love Tyler Hero. The problem is Strus has been a huge disappointment this series. His points props 11.5. I normally would have taken that to the over, except I like Tyler Hero a lot. I don't know how healthy he is. That's the problem.
That's the huge problem. And none of these games have been close. They who went on what run when, and the game was over. Before there was really nothing to even jump in on outside of that game 1 with that big third quarter for Miami. These games have been basically over before we knew it. Now, last night, though, and we'll switch and we'll get the best bets on this Miami game coming up for you guys here in just a second. We'll run around the horn, tell you exactly how we're playing it, and if anything breaks between now and then in the next 10 minutes. But I do want to touch base on that other Game 5 tomorrow in the Western Conference.
For news breaking, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go.
I just saw a tweet. I'm not sure if you guys saw. Marcus Smart is on the floor as well, warming up right now for the Boston Celtics.
Great. Good. I would so much rather this be full strength. I would everybody play everybody play. So much easier that way. All right, let's talk a little bit about the West here, Trigg, with this series coming up. Hey, listen, Doncic is you won't put him down. What is that? 3 in a row now, 3-0 in elimination games. He's a beast. He's a monster.
Such a sadistic way of saying it.
But he is.
Put him down.
You can't. You can't put him down. He's an absolute. He refuses to lose. They got one. Now maybe a little momentum here, Trigg, coming up for this tomorrow. The line seems to be going towards Dallas. 7.5 is what it opened. I'm seeing 7s. Ariel said she saw a couple of 6.5s. What do you do tomorrow here, Trigg, in a Game 5?
Well, this one group that we reference quite a bit, they already played under 216.5. So for what it's worth, they hit that kind of early. I don't disagree with that. I'll tell you right now, if this, Joe, we talked off air about how this kind of wasn't moving. I can guarantee the sharp market's going to come in on the Mavs at some point, and just about guarantee it. They did earlier in the series, and surprisingly, the one sort of game that there wasn't a ton of sharp Mavs action was the one they actually won to make this 3-1. So I don't know. I said on this show last week that I leaned toward the Warriors, taking care of business in this series at some point. I thought this might have went similar to the way the last series went, where they seem to target the sharp NBA sort of group seemed to target the Warriors at home, had some success doing it, and they did in the closeout game. So that is interesting to see how Game 5 is going to go. But all I know right now is there's respected money on the under, and I'm just sort of making some assumptions as to how I think the side is going to get bet. But I don't know. It's a tough series. I know CT needs the Warriors to close it out. But yeah, under 216's got some play, and I don't disagree with it.
Ariel, talk to us here. Your thoughts about this series. I will say this. As much as everybody loves it, it's amazing how many Laker fans all of a sudden love the Golden State Warriors since their team sucks and they're nowhere to be found in the playoffs. But now they're all Golden State fans. You hear, Ski Prophet, I'm talking to you. But Ariel, it's not like they haven't played good enough to have been this series be 2-2 right now as opposed to 3-1. So do you give them a puncher's chance and to get at least one more and then maybe heading back to Dallas for Game 6?
The Golden State Warriors at home is a must play. I'd lay the 6.5. The Warriors, I'm actually on the same bet as CT. I didn't even know he was on it. The Warriors to win game 1 and to win the series. I absolutely love that play. The Warriors are 26-3 straight up when they're playing at home with Steph Curry and Draymond Green on the floor. Take that further. They're 21-8 against the spread with Draymond Green and Steph Curry playing at home together. Lastly, they're winning those games by an average of just over 13 points per game. Take Steph Curry and Draymond Green out of the equation. The Warriors are winning their home games by an average of just under 11 points per game. I love the Warriors. I'd lay the points with them if I wasn't sitting on that bet for the Warriors to win game 1 and the series at -1. I think I got it -120. So the Warriors are the play here for me. There's no other way about it when they're playing in Golden State.
All right, CT, before we get to our best bets, I'm just going to assume, let me guess, Golden State tomorrow? I'm throwing it out there. I'm just taking a shot. Golden State, is that good? Okay.
You're spot on. Golden
Okay,
State.
good. Yeah, I'm good like that. I'm good like that. Yes, go ahead, Trigg.
Joe, I was going to say the one time that the Warriors really got slammed by sharp action in the last series was Game 6. It was off of that ugly loss where they got killed, 134-95, and they came out at home and won Game 6 by 14. So, I mean, it's. I think that stuff like that is worthwhile to follow. Obviously, they come off of a blowout loss, 119-109. It was actually more lopsided than that, right? Like that kind of it was never really, it wasn't like a 10-point game that was in question. Like it was a complete blowout. So yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with these guys. Like this seems like the spot where the Warriors just kind of go off and probably cover. So.
I find it fascinating. 7.5, and you would think everyone's so sure Golden State's going to win this game, but ouch, that money coming in for Dallas here. It's worth keeping an eye on, guys, but at least we don't have a lot of injuries in that damn series. In that game, we got a shit ton here tonight, and if you guys didn't see it earlier, what they were talking about here is Marcus Smart now getting his pre-workout done here, as that just came in. So we've already seen Bam out on the court. Now we're seeing Marcus Smart. Rumors are flying. Nobody knows where to go. So we are going to do our best here to lay it out with a couple of best bets here. And CT, you are kicking us off, my man. Come on. Putting it all together tonight. How are we betting this game?
Joe, so I'm going to stick with what I have, right? I bet the Celtics -20 yesterday. I'm sticking with that. I'm going to live bet this game. Not going to say we don't know what's going to happen here. It looks like Bam's a go. Looks like Marcus is a go. Haven't heard anything about Rob. I'm going to keep my eyes close on this and live bet it, Joe. But I've been hot on the ice, and I'm going to give a best bet on the ice here, Joe. And that's the St. Louis Blues at the Colorado Avalanche. Avs are back home in a closeout game. Darcy Kemper has been nails for the Avs. The Avs go in St. Louis. They get 2 road wins. There's a big loss for the St. Louis Blues. Joe, as you know, they lose starting goaltender Jordan Binnington, who has been unbelievable for them this playoffs. They're absolutely deflated, this team. They're ready to go home. Now, Joe, that money line is around -240, -250. I'm not laying that, Joe. I like the Avs to take care of business tonight in regulation. And I shopped around here, and I have the Avs in regulation -150. So that means to win in the first 3 periods without going to overtime. This game's not going to overtime. Avs are going to close this out, and I'll leave you with a little stat because I love Queen stats, and I saw this one before we started the show, and I really liked it. The Avalanche are 11-2 in best-of-7 series when leading 3-1, Joe. In the last 4 instances, the Avs have won Game 5 every time the last 4. They're going to do it again tonight.
Ooh, trendy.
Wow. Very nice. Well done, man. Damn, busting out Trigg. Yeah, no kidding, man. Very, very nice. All right, Ariel, don't let him get the last word. Trend his ass off the screen. Come on. Tell us where you're going here tonight. Best bet. What do we got?
Best bet is going to be for tomorrow in the Western Conference Finals, and that is the over 6.5 rebounds plus assists on the shooting guard of the Golden State Warriors, Klay Thompson. He hit this in 3 of the last 4 games. Last series, when the Dallas Mavericks took on the Phoenix Suns, the Suns shooting guard Devin Booker went over this number in every game except 1. It makes me like it more because the book has yet to adjust to this 6.5 number. Thompson has been hitting this by halftime of the games that he's getting boards. The Mavericks don't have any big men. So even though the Golden State Warriors have a Kevon Looney or they have Draymond Green to play defense, someone's got to come up with the boards. It's the shooting guards that somehow come up with it, and they dish the ball out more because they're playing so underneath. I love Klay Thompson over 6.5 rebounds plus assists tomorrow night, Golden State Warriors and Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, I absolutely love that. And guys, we do have some updates here, and we'll see if we can get these out on the screen for you. But it does appear it's now being reported. Celtics announced Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, both available tonight. Tyler Hero is out. Everybody else is playing. That's what's being reported. So outside of Tyler Hero, there are no concerns for availability on the Miami Heat, and Robert Williams, Marcus Smart are a go. All right, so let's see if that changes things here. Trigg, for you, what is your best bet for us here tonight?
Well, I was hoping to have a prop to share, but like I said, they haven't fired any props yet. I just checked again. Still no prop action. Before I get into best bets, I want to shout out real quick, because I forgot to do it in the recap section, our contest winners from over the weekend. We had a bunch of people hop into the contest, and only 2 people won. And the reason for that was was it 3 or whatever game was on Saturday in Celtics, the Celtics series, kind of like went over right at the end, to many people's dismay, because there was a lot of people on the under as far as you needed to hit the side and total to win the Viva. And I think CT actually tweeted out, okay, everyone's on the under, so I'll go over. And that's exactly what happened at the end of that game. And it wiped out a bunch of winners. So we ended up, only 2 people had Heat and over. And one of them was one of our Fade You friends, Kmart, had Heat and over. And then I had it written down and I lost my page. I want to give him.
Do you want Ariel to? You want Ariel to text it to you again? Okay, there you go.
It's Mo Folkerts, and Kmart, the only 2 people to have Heat and over. So if you haven't messaged us yet, message us your info so we can get you the Viva Tequila Seltzer that you won, and we will probably do another contest this weekend, because there it is. Yep. Because who doesn't love Viva, especially when it's free? So we'll definitely do another contest this weekend. As far as best bets, I was hoping to come on here with a client baseball play like I did last week. Unfortunately, I just didn't get to the window at anything in MLB today. So I'll kind of rehash real quick the.
Didn't you get Ariel's text?
We did it. Ariel,
this is coming from the guy. I text him today. I go, Trigg, Drew, I'm on Orioles plus 1.5. I like them today. Trigg goes, well, I basically invented the Orioles plus 1.5. I like it.
Wow.
I was way ahead of everyone on the Orioles. Listen, I don't dislike Orioles plus 1.5. I just dislike that it's minus 150, and that's ultimately what kept me off. That's kind of what kept me off of what I'm going to give out as best bet part 1 for the show, which is Rangers plus 1.5. You can get it in the minus 35, minus 140 range. And actually, Ariel, I'm glad you brought that up. I am glad you bet that up. Texas Rangers, I'm glad you bet that up, because they are both road teams plus 1.5. And I'm telling you right now, the best bet you can make in Major League Baseball is when you can get a road team plus 1.5 at a reasonable price. And the reason that you see prices like Orioles plus 1.5 minus 150, Rangers plus 1.5 minus 140 is the books know this, and they try to take you out of it whenever they can. The only time they can't do it is when there's actual money coming in on the minus 1.5, to offset it. So in this situation, they've kind of beat you to the punch on both of them, because you're essentially getting 9 at bats against your opponent's 8 at-bats. That's really what it comes down to. So I like the Rangers plus 1.5 for my strongest MLB lean of the day. I don't disagree with the prop queens, Orioles plus 1.5. I think they have a great chance to win that game. And I'll leave you with one more play. I did text this to Kel, just so you guys know. She got I don't know if she got the text because she probably doesn't have cell service right now, but that's not my fault. And CT is on that text, so he can confirm that I sent it. But the WNBA info that she tore me one for not sending her last week on the show has been real hot ever since. And they like the Sparks tonight. So part 2, best bet, WNBA.
Yep.
Shout out Ski Profit, who gave out Ski Profit had $2 Tuesday yesterday and gives out like a 9-point dog and it wins outright. So, for your WNBA info, you want to go check out Ski. But I know there's some sharp buying going on the Sparks money line. Only WNBA game on the board tonight. I think it goes at 10 Eastern. So we'll say Rangers plus 1.5, Los Angeles Sparks money line. A couple best bets for the show.
All right, I'm starting to sense a trend here, CT. He basically gives out everybody else's best bets and takes fucking credit for it. That's fantastic. I love it, Trigg. Way to go. Next time, just bring Ski and Ariel. We'll just bring you on every time we ask him for a best bet. It's good to go. All right, guys.
I'll tell you right now, you know what? I got one up on the site. I got one up on the site in KBO.
Okay.
That was going to...
Yeah.
You're not going to find that anywhere else, and that one's going to cost you $9. But it's
let me guess, Doosan Bears minus 500. I don't want to hear it. All right, guys. Bottom line here tonight for me is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is the only third time, guys, I believe, the third time, if I'm not mistaken, that a number 1 seed in a conference is listed as a home underdog in either game 5, 6, or 7. It doesn't happen often, and we've been zigzagging our way here. I got no problem. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think now that the chatter's subsided, we know who's playing tonight. Tyler Hero's not there. Oladipo, I believe his prop number now somewhere around 20 or 20 and a half. Airily, I think somewhere in there if they listed for Victor. I think he has a big night. I like Miami to get it done. If I was going to play first half, I would take Boston. First half, I think it's -1 now, and then come back over the top with Miami in the second half, because I do think the second half is going to have way more fireworks than the first. But that 98.5 total, guys, it's just screaming at me like, bet me over! Bet me over! It's 98.5 friggin' points. Are you kidding me? Trigg's, YMCA intramural team can score 98.5 points in a damn half. Like, give me a break here. So I'm looking
trend for you. I've got a trend for you to back your over.
Go.
You ready?
Yes.
I give Steve Profit, Hakeem, all of the credit for this. And now, come on, now I've got to find it. So he was telling me, Heater 9-1 to the over in their last 10 after scoring less than 90 points.
Yeah, listen, they've been really good as well on first of all, as an underdog. And also, after a loss, they've been just as good here. Boston's been fantastic. Something's got to give here tonight. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm taking Miami to get it done here tonight on the money line. And guys, don't forget, we got a lot of great things coming up, including, I believe, On Location here, CT, coming up here for the Hustle Podcast, live and ready to go in NYC. What's going on with that?
Yeah, Joe, thanks. Next Saturday, June 4th at 5:30 p.m., we are going to be live from the Canucks Sports Bar in New York City. The whole crew can't make it, unfortunately, but we will miss you, Drew, and Kelly. Kelly will be there. I apologize. We will miss you and Drew. Kelly, Ariel, myself, and Trigg will be live at the Canucks Sports Bar in New York City. We will be buying Vivas for people. We will be doing a live show. I believe the Stanley Cup might be either the West or the East finals will be going on that night. It's a great bar. It's a great Viva account. The owners asked us to do a live show there, so we're going to deliver. We're going for the whole weekend. Ariel, Kelly, Trigg, myself. It's going to be an awesome time. Please, if you're in the area, come down. We'll buy you some Vivas. We'll hang out. It will be a great time. After the show, you'll get to see, well, you know the real me. You'll get to see the real us having a good time, kind of unplugged from the camera and the headset. So we appreciate all the support, and come down. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, guys, speaking of Viva, please take advantage of this. Bust out that number 2 pencil that Trigg has in his ear right now and go ahead and write down hustle, because if you head over and go to the website right now at Viva Celso, you can see their guys on Twitter. Go to the website, use that code hustle. You get 10% off your purchase. And by the way, they deliver right to your house. There is nothing like it, guys. Viva Tequila Seltzer, their belief. Well, it's one to live by, that's for sure. Live long, live well, and live it up, people, which is exactly what we plan on doing tonight. So we'll be back again, guys, from now. I believe we've agreed we're just going to keep doing this right through the NBA Finals and until we crown a champion here. Still plenty of basketball to come. Kelly will be back next week. Ariel, thank you so very much for sitting in for Kelly. She still says this, Trigg. I don't know what's going on. Kelly's got a lot of things to say about you. She'll be back. Of course, Drew Martin will be back again next week as well once he's done sunning himself and going to Mexican baseball games. We are good to go. On behalf of CT, though, and Trigg and Ariel, guys, we appreciate it. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much to WagerTalk and at WagerTalk TV. You guys are the best. And listen, best of luck with your plays here, guys, tonight. CT, Adam, Ariel, let's cash some tickets here tonight, guys. Best of luck. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.